Welcome everybody. I'm trying to find myself here. Pick up as you go along. If you're new to TikTok, I welcome you. Welcome to the dark side. It's really a great platform. You can run around to different people's lives and see all the art and different, wood burning, sculpting, whatever you want. So this is epoxy sculpt. I'm showing you this last fairy light thing. Okay, the reason I love this stuff is because you can hide things like battery packs, right? It is an epoxy product, so you do want to wear gloves while you're mixing it, okay? And then afterwards, follow their directions, but afterwards, you don't have to wear your gloves. And it'll adhere to anything. Now, I do have, hi guys, I'm just ignoring y'all. Crazy Horse, welcome. I have this stuff that it will cut you. It's like metal, and it also has a fuzzy back. I got this, I don't know why, like years ago, but the back you can actually peel off and then it sticks to things. So I thought, why use aluminum foil like that when I could probably stick it to this galaxy somehow and then use the epoxy sculpt over it so no one gets cut. I really would like that metallic look, but that's, I'm not sure. I don't even know. We don't even know what we're doing here. All of us. You guys are included. So anyway, but I got a bunch. I don't want to take away from it too much. But the word of the day is depth, okay? Depth. And this is for me, and if it's for you, I hope you can receive it. Depth to me today means that I could play it safe and do the soft little black epoxy sculpt wave. And that's a nice idea. That idea is in my hip pocket because today the word is depth, and I want to dive deeper into my passion, my love of creativity and art. And it goes beyond painting and all that. It goes into the how far am I willing to just experience all the cool things that I have going on in here, all of the ideas that come up that normally in other areas of my life I will shut them down, not practical, whatever, takes too much time, never done it before, any of those reasons. Today I think depth is good. We're gonna dive a little deeper. So no matter what you're working on, if it's a painting or you're just thinking about your next creation or one that you've been working on, think of it in terms of depth. How far do you want to dive into that passion of yours? And are you willing to go beyond what's comfortable? And so this is not comfortable, but you know what? It is kind of exciting. So I am willing, and I hope you are too in your art journey. So let's dive. All right, so I've got my gloves. I'm going to move this because I'm not going to need it right yet. Any questions so far? Aw, Shannon. Thank you, honey. Dive deep. Paintings by Randall. Welcome. Sherry's cracking up. We must have said something. Hey, bestie. All right, so it's in two parts. It's just like an epoxy. You're going to mix it 1-to-1 ratio. I don't have, a scale. And so I just kind of eyeball it, and so far so good. Same with working with resin. Y'all, next time I see you, well, I'm not sure if it's going to be the next time. If we get done with this, it'll be the next time. But soon, we're going to be resining that Nightlight that we're working on right here. We'll resin it. And so if you've never used resin and you want to give it a go, but you're you like me, you were a little intimidated by it or whatever, that would be a good thing for you to hang out in, and let's all just do it together, okay? And even if you don't want to do yours right now, you know, just watch or whatever, you can always rewatch on the YouTube Cape Charles Art channel of mine. So I post everything. So here's a little black blow up right there. That is the actual color that it will be. I ordered black. It does come in other colors, but and even neutral. I wish they'd come out with a clear. That would be amazing. Anyway, so, and you're supposed to use different implements when you reach into the tub. I just want to tell you that. So what I do is I try to reach with my left hand in one and my right into the other. And then just kind of roll it so it's easier to tell if it's bigger or smaller. And remember that the lighter color always looks bigger, right? But I have to take some off just in case. It is bigger. And I rolled it around. I'm going to put those over there. Okay. It should be fine. All right, so the mixing part is actually on this new one is really not as hard as the other. So I guess when it got older, it was harder to mix. But if you do have arthritis or something like that in your hands and you have problems sometimes, you'll have good days and bad days, right? Do this on a good day. Or have somebody mix it for you. That's all. It's not hard once you get it done. Mixing, working with it, it's like Play-Doh. But man, this is the toughest clay stuff I have ever found. And Cape Charles Art purchased the epoxy clay as well. And so I'm going to, at a later time, do a comparison. So I will film it and see if there's any difference in working with it, or if they just changed the name or what it was. But I'm always looking to new products coming out because, you know, sometimes you run across problems that a new product has already fixed. So like I was using Sculpey, and it's a great clay for things, but it's not for me because I love resin and it needs to be able to be poured over and not crack. I don't want to bake anything. So this is why I found the epoxy sculpt, and it's a product you can set it outside when it's done. Like if you have the wind chime things and stuff coming off of it, it's fine, even if it freezes. Now you do have to have an armature in there. You don't have to make it strong. And let me show you an example. This was my daughter Shannon, her mushroom as a thank you. Let's see. So I had leftover epoxy sculpt and I didn't know what to do with it the other day, and I think she said make a mushroom. So then, since then, I've still been trying to make a mushroom. But it turned out so cute. And I put a little crystal in there. And then I wanted to paint like a night sky on it, but when I told her that, I got silenced, just a little heart. So I thought, yeah, it is cute that way. So I compromised. And I painted the back. And now she has a reversible necklace, and we both got our way. I don't know if she didn't want me to do it or not. That was just my assumption. But cute, right? Okay, but the problem is I don't have a wire armature in there at all. So, you know, the part with the crystal is going to be sturdy. It's great. But the weakness is going to be at the cap and the stem. Sorry, Shannon. But, you know, things like that, those are good to know, good to learn. So it will snap, all right? Now, if you have an armature in there, it's not going to do that. So anyway, you just set that little dot thing off to the side for a couple minutes. And you can take your gloves off and all that. And at this moment is a good time to remove your rings. So you don't want this in your rings. It's just like cement by the time you get done. So what I'm thinking is if I can get the planet part to come out looking like this, right? A big old, like this, I'm a planet piece. I'm a little planet piece right here. Come out like that, and then hide inside that little planet piece, hide some lights, those fairy lights, right? So that at night, those fairy lights are shining onto the galaxy and out from the galaxy, because some will be in under the resin as well, I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. It's a little piece with a lot going on. I'm trying. Why never again? It was tough. It was. It was uncharted territory for sure. Okay, now yesterday I peeled this off and left a sticky part somehow. And I don't know how adhesive it's going to be. Like, am I going to put it on that wood, and when I go to peel it, is it going to rip up the paint in the wood? I don't know. Okay, well, it's not coming off like it did yesterday at all. Okay. Let me try another one. This is the, yeah, see, it's actually meant to come off. There is that part there. And then it's sticky. Look at that. And it's really tough. I don't know, have you ever worked with this, you guys? Anybody? Do you do sculpting, anything like that? Mama Dawn, welcome. Haven't seen you in a long time. All right. Well, I'm not going to stick it on. Let me just stick it to this first. And I think, there. And I'm just going to, you can know when it's fully mixed, by the way, early on, when there's no strands of different variation of color. Just like your epoxy, when you're mixing it, you hold it up to the light and you can see strings kind of through it, just not colored, just strings. It's kind of like that. So anyway, and I'm just gonna just flatten it out. You've got like an hour, and well, it says 1 to 3 hours of working time. I have about an hour before it just doesn't work that way for me. And I'm just wrapping it around the edge. And I can come back in tomorrow or whenever and cut this off if it won't release. But I'm thinking that little thin is what I want. I want a thin, like eggshell. But I don't want people to be able to snap it off, so it has to be short enough, close enough to the edge. And I'm thinking this really strong aluminum stuff is the answer. I'm hoping. Because people do like to test things. You know, I put a moving swing in the last fairy tree Nightlight. I like to do it, so every time I see it, I'm like, I just have to touch it. And you know, if it's out close to where people are, they're going to do the same thing. So that baby is going to be up like behind the register. Serious, in my shop. Gratimus. Hey, you're the guy. Do you work with this stuff? It's like really heavy aluminum, and it's got some fuzzy backing on it. But I can peel it off and it looks like it sticks on purpose to things as well. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, I got a hair. Because you like build things looking like Bass Pro and stuff. You use stuff like this. Oh, okay. So that fuzzy part, if I laid a battery pack for fairy lights on the fuzzy part of it, it's not, this part, it's not going to ignite anything, is it? Or even on the metal part. Name choosing sucks. Welcome. It must. I like your choice. Funny. Shirley. Okay. Hey sis, welcome. Oh, I'm gonna be just lovely. So, this could be a really interesting tool though with epoxy sculpt. Well, you guys, I'm talking about this. I don't know what it's called. It's super heavy. I think I bought it when I was thinking I was going to try and mold my own mold for resin for crashing waves. And then it never happened because I couldn't figure out how to do that. Break out the marshmallows. All right. I almost like the metal look, but it certainly does not want to hang on to that very well. I'm going to keep going. And I'm using a lot more epoxy sculpt than I need to, I think. I should get a plastic and just push it all down really hard first so I can get it nice and thin maybe. And then worry about shaping it after. The good thing about the epoxy sculpt clay is it doesn't crack. I have made a lot of different little things and they haven't cracked at all. And when I did that whole frame and made the tree, I was able to carve into it, lay like twisted epoxy sculpt on it and press it down like it was roots. And it's a fun product to work with. And then when you're done, it's super durable. It's fabulous. So now it's gonna dry more shiny, just so you know. And then when you sand it, it goes to that flat gray, which is actually, I'm thinking as a planet, an exterior is two colors I would like to see. A shiny black and a flat gray. I think I'll just affix it to the wood with the epoxy sculpt, because I know for sure that's not going to have a problem holding on. And I don't want to have a piece of planet fall off as I'm showing someone. Oh, look. And I don't know exactly where to put the battery pack yet. So I guess those things will come as we dive deep into this creation. We continue to form it along the way. The thing is with the epoxy sculpt, man, I don't want to get it on there and think, oh, that was so wrong, and not be able to get it off of there without the sanding and all this. But you never know until you go for it. And you know, I did not mix up a ton of sculpt. It's so much easier to work with sections. And that's also the beauty of the epoxy sculpt. Don't spray seal it if you're going to add another section. I learned that if you have spray sealed it, then go ahead and sand it and it'll be fine. But it won't attach to itself very well at all. So, all right, so let me look at this piece here. Good thing I didn't do anything special to the outsides, or I'm not worried about it. So here we are. We have our galaxy. Am I straight? Afternoon, everyone. Who is that? Chunky Vegan, welcome. Afternoon. All right, so I need a section that is going to, I know it looks really dark and we don't want to do that. That was good. Is going to hide the battery pack. So the battery fairy lights are going to go inside under resin, as well as inside the busting open planet pieces. I hope, really want this to happen somehow, to be able to do this. I want to see it manifest from my head to reality. So I'm just going to keep working with it until that happens. Just like anything else you want, right? Goals. You don't veer off. I'm talking to myself. You don't veer off just because it's not easy. Shannon had to drag me across the half marathon run. But we made it. Because inside, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to finish. I'd have been so angry if she would have let me chicken out. Oh boy, she knew better. And she's just like that too, man. You get that. It's not against other people. That competitive is in my creativity. It's beautiful. It was in the dance and choreography. It was in gymnastics, and it's in art, and it's just part of my being. So to use it in the best way is to not let myself give up just because I've never done something before, or it's frustrating me, or it wasn't easy the first time I tried it. All those things. So, all right, I'm just going to put it down because. Oh, you know what? I already like it. That's perfect. Because, you know what? I think there's going to be lights in here, and it's going to be gorgeous. I'm also wondering if any artsy people have ever done this. Sorry for the people that joined in late. What? They have no idea what you're doing. Oh. I appreciate that, Grat. Yes, I am creating, we are together creating a galaxy unicorn spit galaxy nightlight painting. So we've already painted it with the unicorn spit. And this is just a cradle board turned around the backside. And it will be resin inside. And this is epoxy sculpt. And I'm trying to make it look like a planet just opened up, and that's the inside of the planet. But like opened up and like is exploding apart on the outside. Or whatever. Maybe just gracefully opening up. Who knows? Right now I'm just sticking black gloves on my art piece boldly. To boldly go where no man has gone before. And all of these beautiful artists in here and creatives are helping me along the way. So welcome if you're hanging out. Welcome. I hope you're playing with some art or thinking about it. That's what usually happens. Randall, after your live, I came in and I taped my phone. I'm not joking. Because it kept sliding on me, and I thought, sure enough, I'm going to have the Randall situation. You guys, that was a tough live for you all, but you hung in there and your painting was beautiful. So if you guys haven't checked it out, paintings by, or oils by Randall, God, Randall, whatever it is, you know him. Anyway, it's pink and it's a pink cloud, pink heart in the clouds. He did not intentionally do that. It just came out of his spirit. He couldn't help himself. I loved it. I'm going to get some more epoxy sculpt because that was not enough. I don't want to wash my fingers first. Oh, that was a fun live though. Yes, Grat, I will. I will use water to help it blend. But the beautiful thing is, I do like the rocky idea, the look of that. Which is good because, like, if you've seen my other sculptures, smoothness is not it. So I have to kind of create things that are supposed to intentionally be bumpy, and then it's like, wow, I did really good making it look so real. Paintings by Randall, that's it. It's either, thanks Chunky Vegan. It's either oils, I get you mixed up all the time. But hey, whatever. You know, my mom, she had 6 children. She'd look at my sisters and I, looking at one of us and call us each name, trying to figure out, we'd stop her at the right one. I'm guessing I'm there now. Thank you so much. All right. So yeah, so far that's what we've got. I like it. So since it's moist and able to put lights in, I'm tempted to do that. But I don't have the layout enough, so I guess I'll just have to add more. And do you think that should be covered? Like it goes all the way around the edge, or should it come in? I kind of like the coming in. I want to step into this world. Hopefully it doesn't crumble down around me. It will never crumble down around you. You own it. All right. Oh yeah, my brother used to be a carpenter in his own, you know, self-taught, whatever, but beautiful work. But he made everything so sturdy you could not tear it apart. It was going to last forever. So I'm a thinking that that's what I want for this. I keep wanting to add more, and so I think I will. I like that. It's just barely attached. And I want to leave space because I'm thinking this wire battery pack has to come out from being inside. It's going to have that wire come out to where the battery pack is going to be hidden. So all that has to be considered as well, which is exciting. So I have a nail mark in this, so I will take Gratimus's advice and use a brush with water and smooth that a little bit. And you don't want a lot of water. And they do sell some sort of blending solution, but to me, the water has been fine. And I've seen a lot of artists that have worked with epoxy sculpt for a long time and they're still dipping their brush in water, so I'm okay with that. It's a nice smoothing tool. You guys, even if it doesn't turn into the planet busting apart, I love that there's a piece hanging off of it. You know? I love that. I would have never seen that and known the joy. Okay, I need more. All right, see, that's cool. Very cool. So let me get another piece of aluminum. I don't know. I want to accentuate the painting part here because I thought that was pretty. And that just naturally happens with the unicorn spit. I'm not kidding. I just love how that happened. And the cool thing about it, you know, I love our acrylics, alcohol inks, unicorn spit, all of it. I do. But the unicorn spit, when you paint it on wood, it doesn't stand up off of the wood. You know what I'm saying? It sinks down into the wood and in that design. So it's nice and slick right here. And if it was acrylics, I would have that plastic polymer bump, right? So for that reason alone, when you're doing art on wood, I just totally recommend that. It is just something you can't get with any other medium. And whenever I find that, that's exciting. Aluminum foil, even regular kitchen aluminum foil, wire, anything like that. It's the only way I learn is to try. So I think I need another planet shape looking thing. And I want it with the epoxy sculpt, but I want it super thin epoxy sculpt over it. Okay, so I think I'm reaching across trying to work on that Y. Yes, in Michelle's kitchen. Isn't it amazing? Don't like perfectly even, but I mean, I can paint this different things. It wouldn't actually have to look like it's planet pieces, all of it, right? So far we have 2 chunks. I have a little see-through there if I need it to move wires in and out of. It's pretty big see-through too, so that's all right. I can close it off or build it up as we go. I think it would be cool to have see-through parts like that. Like more of them, like a lot of them, if it was thinner, maybe. I don't want to make it so thin it's going to be brittle, breakable. I'm just going to, no, I better not. If you add straight epoxy sculpt to your piece, it gets so heavy, it's so fast. So use aluminum foil, even regular kitchen aluminum foil, wire, anything like that, foam, whatever you got. I don't know about foam. I wonder if it would take away the, well, I know you can use it, but I don't know if it will take moisture out, if it's going to change it. See, all these things I'll only know when I experiment with it. right. I gotta get this off. It's not hurting or anything. It's just driving me crazy. Hold on. Thanks for the likes, guys. That helps so much. You have no idea. Well, you might. Appreciate it. The good thing about space is it can be as messy and bumpy and rocky as it is and still look pretty cool, I'm thinking. I'm liking it, actually. It's not intruding as much as I thought it would. I'm gonna smooth it and everything. So, I've got some sort of little ropey thing coming around. Sure doesn't look like part of the galaxy, so I believe I can do that with unicorn spit painting. Begin to include those pieces. I still need another couple pieces. I'm just scraping along with a toothpick, taking some off and uncovering some aluminum below it. And then I'm just dragging my toothpick through it, making little waves in it, the shapes. This is fun. This is so fun. Oh, you guys, get some epoxy sculpt. Definitely. Sculpt and fairy lights and stuff. So next Tuesday is not resin, because resin is the last thing we're gonna do. Once I get all done with the basic thing here and the fairy lights are in, then I will seal and then we will resin. And it should be a light up piece when it's all finished, I hope. So thanks so much, you guys. Gleason TD, thanks for hanging out, honey. Love you. Shannon, thanks for moderating. Sherry, you rock. Love you guys.